She bold, she real, and she's definitely ready. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the She Bold Crew podcast. It's your girl Smiley B.
And Eva G.
And we are here with a special guest today.
And we are back with another
bold episode.
There we go.
Listen, you ain't gotta correct me. I'm
excited
about the guest.
We get it past.
I'm excited about the guest. I done skipped the intro. I'm ready to get to the guest. No, but for real, y'all, we have a guest today, and I'm super excited to speak with her. We have Miss Montreanna. Montreanna, do you want to introduce yourself? Just kind of let us know where you're from. Just some quick little get to know you.
Of course. Hi, y'all. I'm Montreanna. I'm originally from Chicago, but I branched off to the country. I live in Iowa now. I'm a content creator and a prison wife.
Okay. Period. Yes, guys. So if y'all want to know, how we came across Miss Montreanna and I reached out to her. I came across a video that I seen her in on a YouTube channel titled Love Don't Judge. And from my perspective, it's like a whole bunch of couples giving their stories. Like some would consider like unconventional relationships type situation. But I really found her story interesting, and I thought it would be, great to reach out. And by the grace of God, she was willing to speak with us today. So we're super excited to get to know her some more. But before we do that, you guys, we like to do our WTH moment. So you got a WTH moment?
My WTH moment, and anybody that is living in Columbus, Ohio, I think we all have the same WTH moment. Why the hell is there this young lady going viral right now? She's been going viral on the internet. She's been on radio stations. She is going viral for being on live while she was dropping her children off to children's services, because she said willingly, they didn't come and take her kids. She came to drop her children off, recorded the whole thing on live, and said, she just overwhelmed. She didn't want them. She couldn't do it. My question is, why the hell would you record that on live?
Yeah. No, for sure. And this is a good one, being that, it's Mother's Day weekend. And when I seen the video, because I watched the videos in like backwards order and I didn't know. I just seen somebody share it because, like you said, it was going viral. So I clicked on it and I'm watching it, and I'm literally like in tears watching this video, because I'm like, I'm a single mom. I can relate like to being overwhelmed and this and that. But then kicks in my sense of discernment. And I'm like, something told me like, let me go to her page. Let me get a little bit more insight about this young lady. Because initially, as a mother, somebody who loves helping people, who loves reaching out, my urge was to initially reach out.
And like, I think all moms felt that.
But then I did some more digging. And I'm like, something ain't right about this story. And lo and behold, everybody is in an uproar on social media about it right now. Like you said, she was just on a radio station. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people are reaching out to her to do interviews and this and that. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. Like, I need to understand the whole scope before I start judging or, trying to reach out or trying to do this or do that. And lo and behold, we ran into the other side. The baby daddy and the baby daddy's family. And
let's just say it's two sides to a story.
And they want to come onto the podcast and get a spill. So
stay tuned, because we got something for y'all.
And anybody who knows that, and listen to our podcast, we don't do like none of our topics. We don't typically get into like messy stuff. Like our overall goal is to empower, educate,
build, uplift,
be a support of our listeners and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think it's a bigger picture to it. I feel like anything people post on social media, whether it's sad, happy, whatever, people take it and run with it, and they don't really know the facts. And it's not always our business to know the facts. But when you're talking about a woman on Facebook crying, dropping her kids off to CPS by saying she's overwhelmed, but then you see a video or a post where you talking about you about to be outside shaking your your ass. And
Oh no, she didn't.
She did.
and it's people donating money, people over here crying, me over here sad, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and like I said, I don't know the her scope of like what her mental health status is or none of that. So I'm not passing judgment. I'm just more so want to pray for the young lady. But I think that it is always important to understand the full story.
Exactly. That's fair.
Mhm.
Because from
You,
what we hearing, it's not.
yeah, that's it. I think that play a part in like intention, kind of like you were saying that it sets the tone because I feel like you got to think about it every time we go on social media. It's an influence with anything, so you
Correct.
don't know what somebody else is looking at. Them, they like, ooh, she done got all this per se clout off doing this. Let me do it, or now they start
Mm-hmm.
just take certain steps and do certain things that ain't we don't really want everybody to do. This just and somebody could have actually needed the support and the help that really
Exactly.
did need that, and now you done burnt us. So now we look at
Correct.
the next person somebody posted. I ain't gonna necessarily be so quick to help them because the last one
Correct.
he wasn't really genuine. So
Correct. And
I
then it's
agree.
like, yeah, because it's like, I understand, but that's just so scary that the world we live in right now and the times that we live in, that people feel like they have to go that far. Like,
Mhm.
you're going to give up your kids, whether you really gave them up or not, like, and record it to get help.
Right.
And really, it's people out here that do need help, but you don't, the fact that you feel like you have to go that far to get help. And the thing about it is people want everything so instant. If you're working hard and it's meant for you, it's going to be for you. You have to be patient.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to trust the process. But me as a mother, I just could not never see myself doing. I mean, I done been overwhelmed. Don't get me wrong. I have been overwhelmed like a lot. And I feel like any mother is. Whether they are a single mother or not. Being a parent is one of the scariest, most stressfulest jobs in the world. You're responsible for another human body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean? Like, that's just, it in a nutshell.
But it's overwhelming for women, period. Married mothers and
Yeah.
two parent household mothers. I mean, it's an overwhelming job. But all of the stress that I've ever had with, or the hard times that I've had with being a parent, that has never crossed my mind to just go drop them off at children.
Right.
That has never crossed my mind.
For
I
sure.
might have wanted to drop them off at my mama's house or somebody, but
For sure.
not that.
Right.
When we do that, I think my whole thing with dropping them off to somewhere like that, it would just be people that grow up in foster homes don't tend to have like really good experiences sometimes. So
Exactly.
kind of what I would be just like, this would be the absolute like
Last resort.
yes, like
Like, you
not
would have to come
for
pry my kids out of my hand. Like, I would almost have to be
yes.
physically not able to take care of my kids. Like, physically, like
Mm-hmm.
wheelchair bound, can't walk, can't talk, can't see. Like, that is what it would take.
No,
Like,
seriously.
for me to like hand over my kids. I'm not like going. Like, I'm just not, because they were blessings to me. There's women out here that can't bear children that want,
Yeah.
that's what they live for. They want to have a baby, you know what I'm saying? And they can't have that. And I'm not going to take for granted the blessing that the Lord gave me because I'm overwhelmed, because I chose to have these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. So yeah, that's a deep one right there, y'all. So keep tuned in. We might have something in the works coming with this other side, but not on no messy or judgmental or trying to bash nobody. It's really just trying to hear both sides and really understand, because this is serious. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about somebody's character. You're talking about somebody's parenting. You're on here saying some crazy allegations. And I feel like everybody should have a platform. And I feel like as women, it is a gift and a curse that we are you know,
Child
babied
bearers.
in a sense. Yeah, like we're like, I feel like everybody jumped to her aid because she's a woman, and everybody's like, oh, she's a woman. We're looked at as more delicate and helpless. But that's why these men act like they do too, because they feel like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I can't win for nothing, whether I tell my story, whether I don't, because I'm the man and I'm always got to be looked at wrong in a situation. And it's like, no, I love that women can be handled delicately and people can flock to them and support them. But I think that it's scary that somebody can get on there and say, "Oh, this, and that" about another individual, or a man, and people just like, "Oh yeah, f him, he ain't nothing. We gonna help you." Da 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 da. And it's like,
And there's just so much that you have to post and things on social media. Like, you have to be so careful. This is going to follow her for the rest of her life, her child's father
the
for the rest of her life, her
kids.
kids for the rest of their life.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's deep.
Like,
Yes.
I just would never. I would try my hardest to never put my kid. I would try not to put my kids in that situation. Period. But I damn sure would never post it
Yeah.
Men on social media,
on social media.
that's very public. Like you said, you can never delete that. You know how many people probably screen recorded that?
Oh,
Because and this
mm-hmm.
is I'm hearing about it. I haven't heard about it here, but like you said, there's plenty of women that this a lady out here. She just went to jail for they say she kidnapped her son, but she gets visitation hours with him, and she's a dang good mom. They even like here for the simple fact like I don't like to get my kids what is it vaccines. I try
Mm-hmm.
to get as many as I can. Like that I try to stray away from the ones that are not required.
Okay.
But the ones required, I have to get them. They came to a point where they were like, you can get your kids taken for not getting them the required vaccines. It's illegal to not get them vaccinated, and they actually took a child away from the mother for not getting their kids vaccinated. They said that was neglect. So it's people that actually want their kids and
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the opportunity to have them, and for
And,
someone to just take.
And those
Yeah,
are the people whose story we would want to, hear. Those are the people that would actually get the
right.
help and the resources. I mean, because this young woman who, in Columbus that posted this, I mean, people are, cash apping her all type of money. She's getting paid for interviews and just all kinds of, like I said, she was on the radio. And so she's getting a lot of resources and a lot of help. And there are so many people that are really, really trying and could really use that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand
No, for
that.
sure.
My husband calling y'all.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, as I stated, Montreanna, I came across her and her profile and her story with her journey with her husband, who is currently incarcerated, on a YouTube channel. And I thought it was very interesting because, a lot of people had a lot to say about like her decision to marry her husband while he is in prison and serving what is a life sentence. And I feel like it's just really important to understand people and where they're coming from. I feel like we said before, everybody's so quick to pass judgment. There was so many comments, and I just was like, wait, like y'all don't know this young girl, y'all don't really know.
Know the
And
whole
even in the
situation.
video, it was like an 8-minute video. It wasn't long at all. So it's like you can't really learn nothing from an 8-minute video for
Well,
you
the
to be
great
under
thing
there.
about our episode that y'all won't get from that video is we actually have her husband, Manny. He's going to be calling in and he's going to be joining, so we will hear his perspective as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so and that we didn't have that plan. We just thought we
Correct.
was gonna be chatting
And
with
we
Miss
gonna roll with
Montreanna,
it.
but she's speaking with him right now. He's calling in on her other phone, so she's just kind of giving him the rundown. And of course, I'm sure he wasn't expecting it either. But she said he seems like he'll be pretty open to it. So
Yes, awesome.
that'd be really dope.
Hear his perspective.
Yeah.
I love hearing male perspectives about everything anyways.
No,
Like,
for sure, for sure.
like
I think it's important. Like I said, the world is not made of just all women for a
Correct.
reason. There's men
Correct.
and women, and I feel like yeah.
My bad, y'all. Okay, so he talked about. He said he definitely interested if y'all had any questions for him or just wanted him
Yes.
to. Would definitely. You
Yes.
want to say? Let's see if you could hear him though,
Okay.
babe.
Okay.
Say.
Hello?
Hello.
We can hear
Yeah.
clearly. Hi, Manny. How
How
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's good.
That is
I'm
so good.
Smiley.
I'll,
And I'm
I'll,
Eva.
I'll, I'll, how y'all doing? If I don't get to talk to y'all tomorrow, happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
We appreciate that.
Yes. so much. Well, we're excited that you're open to speaking with us today. We didn't expect it. We didn't plan for it, so we're super excited, and we appreciate you taking the time. I know you want to speak to wifey, but yeah, we appreciate both of you guys coming on and just chatting with us. Like I was explaining to the listeners, we reached out to your wife because I seen your guys' story on the YouTube channel, the Love Don't Judge YouTube channel, and I thought it was so interesting. And I just like, I feel like people don't really try to take the time to really understand people for who they are. They just look at a situation and they just start judging and giving their opinions, and that's all fine. Everybody has an opinion. But I think it's important to learn the substance of situations and get to know people in their situation so that you can learn to understand. That's what life's about. If we don't learn to understand different things that may not be normal to us, then like what are you doing?
Right. And I mean, I have so many questions, and I don't know if I want to direct them to, I don't know which one of y'all want to answer, but it's just, how did y'all meet? How did this start? How did the proposal go? Like, tell us.
We got two different stories about how we met.
Oh,
He made up a whole little scenario about walking me home from school. Like that's a whole lie. He never did. I know you did it. No, that's how that went. But you start explaining it. How do you feel like we met? Go
Hold on,
ahead,
the
babe.
phone was low. I can't hear you. What you say?
You can start explaining how you feel like we met.
And like, no, for real, my cousin, like she say my cousin had introduced us, but I don't know if she did or not. All I can remember is me just seeing her. When I see her, I just cheese hard as hell, like, cause
oh,
like I know me, like people person, so that I don't shy from, and I don't run from that. But it's like when I seen her, like I had to think, like, damn, who, like, I can't speak, I can't talk type shit, you feel me? So, like, I don't know, but, like, eventually, my cousin, she said she did introduce us, this my cousin, Manny, Montreanna, this my cousin, Manny, whatever, all that blah. So, I mean, and we was in high school, and then from there on out, shit, we took it from there.
Yeah, my
oh.
version is he inboxed me, and then his cousin said something to me about him because I was ignoring him because I had just moved to this city, so it wasn't really many people I knew, but I knew her because we went to school together and I saw her. I never really saw him because he wasn't in class. You wasn't doing the class thing, right? You should have been in class, right?
Oh.
But she ended up introducing me to him after, like, I guess he was asking her about me, and he didn't never walk me home from school, but we took
He
off
never made sure I got there safely. He never got me home.
our kids there too.
I walked the halfway. I walked the
No,
halfway.
That is so cute. Okay.
Yes, for sure. Like, I think that's so cute. The fact that he's like, oh no, I could not stop cheesing. Like, I see her video. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty. Like, I want to talk to her. I like her vibe. Like, I want to get to, know her and like, their story. I think that is very interesting. And I feel like even though for some people it may be common, for some people it's not. But like I said, of course, to each his own. But like I said, it's still important to try to get to understand and know people. So one of the things that a lot of people say is like, y'all met and started dating in high school. And then was it y'all broke up and went separate ways and then got back together later. So with that, with your husband being incarcerated, I seen like people saying like, that's selfish of him to want to marry you or to, lock you down in the sense of like being, faithful and having that commitment while he's locked up. But my aspect, I'm like, just because somebody is incarcerated doesn't mean that they don't deserve love. You know what I'm saying? If that was if they have genuine real love, like who's to say that because of the circumstances that he doesn't deserve that?
right. I understand that. So with he's gonna call back, but with other people, they may feel like you said, that he's selfish. But I truthfully don't feel like he got a choice. You can't make
Period.
me stop talking to you. So
Period.
it's like he could leave or choose to, like, that's like saying, okay, I want you to have a broken heart because I feel like you don't need to be with him. So you're telling me he's selfish because he's allowing me to date him, but that's who he loves. Like he want to date me just as much as I want to date him, regardless of where he's at. If he's making me happy and he's fulfilling these needs besides physical, then what's the problem with that? I don't feel like that's selfish. He's not holding me back from anything. Like, I go where I want to go. I do what I want to do. I just don't do stuff like other people. I don't mess
Right.
around with people. That's the same as people on the outside. Like, they could say that with you dating a man for 6 years. Are you saying that he's holding you back and he's selfish because he's dating you? The only difference is he's incarcerated. So most people are like, yeah, you don't have the opportunity to explore other people. But when you're in a relationship with a man on the outside, you don't have the opportunity to explore other people.
Correct.
So how is it any different? It's
Good
just,
point.
I'm in a relationship with someone I'm choosing to love, just like he's choosing to love me. It's not to say I'm not oblivious to reality. It could very much well not work out, which is something that we've had a discussion about. We don't feel like it won't work out, but we know it could possibly not. But right now, he's fulfilling those needs. Right now, he's making me happy. So why would I leave somebody based off a risk of wasting time when everybody faces that risk in a relationship every day? You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Exactly. And I think that what you said was so important. Like you said, we choose to love. That's always, everybody has that choice. And for someone to judge you for who you choose to love, that's it's really, insane to me, because like you said, at the end of the day, the only thing that's missing is the physical. And that seems to be the thing that everybody always focuses on. And that's what's the shock value there. Is like, he's not physically there with you. And even though ideally we made that, in our heads, that's what a picture perfect relationship looks like we live together, we're home with each other every night, and this and that, and this and that. But like you said, there's relationships out here on the outside that don't look like that.
Right.
you
Hmm.
know there's
People.
relationships out here where their husband's in the service, and he
Hmm.
only can come home every 3 months for 3 days or whatever.
Or relationships where
People don't
someone
judge
might be
that.
relationships where one of the people might be disabled and there might be a lack of physical there. We see that a lot.
And
Or
people.
where people are in relationships and they're single mothers. I've seen that that's more frequent than not. You have single parents in a household with a man that don't do nothing, don't help, don't like. So it's like, come on. I have a man that he calls his daughter every day. He helps with my kids, whether it's my son or my oldest son's autistic. He talks to the therapist every Wednesday with me. We recap with them. He helped me build a plan for my son on a schedule because I have a hard time maintaining schedules and staying on focus. He created a focal point and plan for me to live by. So it was like he balances them points, them parts of me. So it's like, if he's fulfilling that and he's doing his job, from there he get extra points to me because it's being here. And they say, like, he got more than enough time. He better be doing this. And it's like, it's men that are in there that aren't doing these same things, and it's also men that choose to do the wrong thing. It's also men that choose to do other things while they're incarcerated. So the fact choosing to do the right thing and help and fulfill my needs in his free time, that shows me a lot.
No, for
I
sure.
love that. It's dads out here that's
Yeah,
not
that's not doing
necessarily
that much.
doing
It's
that.
like
Yeah.
he really making up for the physical
No, for
assets, because
Right.
that's what those are the things that are important to mothers. and
Yes.
and and, and people out here that's raising kids and guardians, like it. You need that backup support, like we said earlier with the WTH moment. No, where is there a rule book or a guide
yeah.
to being a parent? But when you always have, when you're able to have that other perspective or that other point of view, be able to be like, look, babe, maybe if you try it this way, and be able to call you out on certain things or help you see things from a
Yeah.
certain, like, that is very valuable. Like, what?
Important. And like you said, it's important to mothers and just people, period. Like, when we hear those things, like, that's what's important to me. I'm not worried about a physical man. I'm not worried about a physical man or just having someone there more than I'm worried about somebody taking care of business and things that I need them to take care of.
Yeah, and
For
one of
sure.
the hardest things for me personally being a mom is having all of these to-do list in my head and all of these millions of thoughts and things. So to hear that he can help you organize those thoughts and like focus and prioritize and create schedules, because schedules, that's one of the biggest things about, parenting, getting on a schedule. I mean, even helping to take some of that off, like that is a big weight.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I agree.
For sure.
But for the most part, babe, what do you feel about people saying that you selfish for allowing me to be with you?
I mean, everybody gonna have their own opinion. Definitely from like me in our situation, me being locked up for the moment, for the time right now. She young, she got a lot of life ahead of her. Let her live her life. He's selfish, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third. But for real, like they don't like be on my end. Like I give her that boost and that confidence and that push. Like, hey, you beautiful, you gorgeous. Like you is a face that people need to see on TV, and I be trying to give her that push. And I told her before, like I want you to move, and I want you to expand like your brand. Like you doing a lot. You stand for like just the route you going. Like it's a successful route. And like there's not too much going on in the Davenport, so I want her to like go to like to big cities and stuff like that. But like
So I
she
feel,
turning around on me.
so
Like,
what I feel like he's saying is that like he's not holding me back for anything because he's encouraging me, if anything, to do more and to expand more. And if I'm having doubts about like not going so far because I don't want to be too far away from him, he's like, okay, let's do this. And he also puts in that effort, like he'll transfer, he'll do this, or like offering
Okay.
other suggestions, just things to fulfill and fill in that distance, and just things that we're not figuring out at that moment, basically. Like, so he's pushing me to move forward, if anything. But
Okay.
as far as selfish, do you feel like it's selfish that we're together?
I mean, hell no, I ain't selling weed together.
I know that's right. No, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
y'all
but
story is giving love at first sight.
No, it is. It's
like,
very
like,
admirable.
Thank you.
yeah, like, and then we was young, we didn't even know what love at first sight was. We just going
Mm-hmm.
that old saying, when you know. I,
Mm-hmm.
old time, I've been new, but the young, dumb, naive me, I just let people get in my head and fill my head up with bullshit nonsense. And let them tell me about my woman the whole time. I should listen to my woman instead of the
Mhm.
outside people feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What he's talking about is why we broke up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole time I've been new.
Why we break up?
Man, like,
I was talking to a girl while me and him were in a relationship. He told me that he knew I liked women, but I was talking to a girl while me and him was together, and he knew about it. I told him everything, but it's people when other people started to find out what he was allowing, they was getting in his head like you shouldn't be letting her do this, and that's not right, and just making him feel bad about that. So that broke us up.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
and now to this day, we had the same talk, but like me, like growing, developing, and definitely coming into like the society I'm in now, being around all these other grown men, growing up around these other grown men, like my mental, like elevated and developed. Then I always used to care about what people think, how people view me, and all that. Now it's like I don't care about that no more. Like I'm living my life now. I was used to living other people's lives, and now I'm living my life. This shit so it taught me a lot and it learned me a lot. So now the menu now, you can't tell me about men. You can't tell me about Montreanna. Only Montreanna can tell me about Montreanna, and that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. I feel
Period.
like that's a big reason why we don't like with people opinions. I don't take them into consideration because I think it's a cycle. Like you know how sometimes when you make a mistake the first time, you kind of learn the second time not to let that same mistake
Mm-hmm.
do things. So it's kind of like we've learned that outside people are going to have a lot of they're going to make good points too, but it's not a point proven to me because your good point about you saying like you can't get to live your life to you, that's a good point, but to me I'm doing the same thing, so it's not proven,
Correct.
nobody yet to say something that's convinced me that I'm doing the wrong thing, because if I'm happy every day and I'm waking up and I'm satisfied, I don't get the problem.
Correct. To come and tell somebody how they're living their life is wrong, or it does just because it's not something that you would do, or it doesn't fit what your ordinary like lifestyle looks like or whatever. At the end of the day, instead of trying to understand like, okay, for me it's just like it made me inspired in the sense of like, wow, there is true love out there, that really does exist, genuine love, where someone who doesn't have that physical access to another person, and regardless of what the circumstances may look like in this moment, they're still willing to love that person unconditionally and show that loyalty and that faithfulness to that person, and be like, look, I don't care what nobody say. Like, that's a beautiful thing in itself. So for people to want to just hit on all the surface level stuff that doesn't really matter. If this person is happy and they're genuinely loving this person, like you said, because they choose to, not because they feel forced or obligated, because I know you said that you have children and he has a child as well. So in some people's eyes, it's like there's nothing tying you to each other, and that's where the beauty lies. Like, there's nothing that is like, oh, I'm obligated to this person. I choose to, out of my own will, to love this person and do this thing called life with this person. We're going to figure it out every day, and that's just what it is.
Right. Some people have opinions too, and they want to convince us to do things the way they would. But if I lived for y'all, let's say I leave my husband alone and I stop messing with him just because you say to do it. But at the end of the day, you gonna still go back and live with your husband. You still gonna go and live your life how you want to, and I gotta wake up with a broken heart because I listen to you. You not fulfilling what he was fulfilling. You don't make me happy like he was. So it's like, I'm not. Why would I listen to somebody you have no part in my life? You don't know what's going on or how I'm living it. Truthfully.
Exactly, and then that's another thing we talk about all day every day, because a lot of people like they like what they love us, and then like a lot of more people like they don't want to see us grow and be successful together and be together type shit like that. So and then another thing we talk about all the time is like all the negative things that people do say. It's like we just take that and turn that, like, don't let it get to us. Like sometimes, like some of the things that they say, I know she was trying to roll it off her shoulder, but I know like you can't help it. Like some of those things that people do say, it gets to you, but at the same time, all we gotta do is just turn this into motivation and just grind. Who they ass wrong, like.
Yes. I just don't like when people lie. If people say, like, she out there fucking, I know she is. How do you know that? You don't know me. That be blowing me. I'm so irritated
because that be what they gonna do.
Yeah, you project it. Like, say it as an opinion, not as a fact. Because when you say it as a fact, I just want to like go off. Because no, don't say it like
you lying on me. You lying on my man. You don't even know me.
Yeah, so but I know he messing with somebody in there. What? Hold on. Let's state opinions.
And that's just that judgment, and that's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's so sick because, like you said, that's just stereotyping the situation. Oh, everybody that's in jail for a long time is messing with people in jail, or if your man in jail that for years on top of years, you out here sleeping with somebody. Everybody's not sex crave. Everybody ain't got. Everybody's not. Yeah, like people got control over themselves, but some people don't. Them be the people that don't.
Right.
They be the ones that don't have the control, and that's how it always is. Those judgmental people that's pointing fingers and saying all this stuff, they're really just trying to mask their own insecurities and their own issues. Cause it be girls out here, baby daddy go to jail for 15 days. They done slept with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And if that's your choice, baby. But don't put that on me.
Right.
Yes, we been wanting to do that.
And since we talked about the time aspect of it, are y'all able to kind of explain, like, I don't know if you can talk about the charges, or can you talk about like how long will you be away? Do you know when you guys will be able to like what does that look like?
So the whole situation, we can't talk about like the situation that what happened initially, but we can talk about like the charges. So like right now, babe, what was conspiracy to
robbery. It was conspiracy, it was robbery, and then there was murder.
But it's a felony murder charge. So it's basically like someone had died in commission of a crime while like a crime's being committed,
Oh,
basically.
I
Oh, okay,
see.
yeah, I've heard of. Okay,
And so
Yeah.
how much time did they give you?
Like they gave me a life sentence.
Okay.
Like 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 they gave me a life sentence, but like everybody like in the commission of a crime, like if you is like this is a felony in commission of a crime with somebody, commission of a felony, somebody died, then it turns over to felony murder. So
Mm.
when you and like you got co-defendants, which I had co-defendants, and I went to trial with one of my co-defendants or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. If it's a joint criminal trial, so if your co-defendant gets sentenced one thing, then you automatically have to get 5 times out of 10 got to get sentenced the same thing that they get sentenced.
Mm.
Seeing on how like they dug into on my end, dug into all the evidence that pertained to me, that pointed to me, what they so thought. Like they knocked charges down from me and gave me a lesser charge than what they gave a couple other people that was on my case.
Okay.
Why? Because it seemed that there was really no participation. There's no participation on my end. They just threw something at me because of
The
my
co-defendant.
past. And you could change shit like that. So they just threw charges at me due to my past, whatever. And
I think the main thing with his case is everybody on his case has like first degree robbery. He's the only one with second degree
Okay.
because he was planning to be there doing like a robbery. Also, in normally if like we said with felony murder, that's an automatic life sentence. With you, they charge you with murder for that.
Okay.
They didn't charge everybody with that. So what I feel like is important is they know he didn't unalive this person. The mother wrote a letter on his behalf, and and essentially defended him.
Oh.
He said he was a part of the co-defendant's trial as well, so it looks really bad. Well, looked it really bad until we go back to court in October.
Okay.
So we're
We'll
looking
be praying
for
for that. Hmm.
right in the name of Jesus, just to show all the things that should have been taken into account before. It's a lot of stuff on that case that points and shows with evidence that he didn't unalive this person. So if everybody don't have a life sentence and we see he didn't unalive this person, does that mean that y'all are letting out the person that actually did kill the person
correct,
in
correct,
there that didn't? How is that fair? How is that
correct.
justice? And how is that's what the main thing is with that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
without saying too much, it's
yeah.
gonna
Yep, we
because if I
understand.
get up with my suit and get on that stand,
Hmm.
I was there too then. You know,
I know that's right.
just
No,
for real.
really, because like you said, it just becomes a matter of like y'all really find this person's life that invaluable that y'all would just hit him with a life sentence because what? Because he's a black man in America today. Like at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes it's just to try to make it seem like they're giving justice to the family. So it's like if we gotta charge somebody with this so that we can look like we're giving people justice, and the people out here like that's not justice. That's not rightful justice. That's just you trying to do like you know what I'm saying. You trying to make like no.
and ultimately in the end, like for real, like and in this situation, there's no justice really being served. And then in Iowa, they override their prison system. They override their system. So it's easy for them to hand down a life sentence, but it's hella hard, stressful, overwhelming to get that life sentence up off you when you know you can't do it.
Yeah.
Even with evidence, like it's even with the jury, babe. One of the jurors was related to the family. So well, like
Oh.
so it's exactly how did y'all let that slip through? And
Right.
stuff, they said my husband said the judge was laughing and joking with the family. But this was now
Yeah,
granted she was smart, so she didn't do it during the case. But after, obviously, they want to give
like
them
during the recess,
their during the recess. I didn't even know that. See, but it's
yeah, during
what
the
is it?
recess.
Did y'all ever seen that one black judge that hugged that police
I
officer?
was just talking to somebody about that the other day. It was a female police officer that I think she broke
Killed
into
some.
that one man's home. Well, I don't know if she broke into his home or what, but he was in his own home and she went to his home
Yep.
and shot him and
Saw the
he passed
camera.
away, right?
Yeah, he died,
Yeah.
and she
And
she was
it
she
was a
was
black female judge and she came down and hugged the police officer that was crying, during the trial and everything. And
yeah, that was looked at as like it was frowned upon because like people look. you're the judge, like although you may feel with this, but it really makes you look at it like the judge that was handling Manny's case, for instance, he could have had something like this happen to his family member before, so he in a sense getting justice for them too through his ruling. Like you never know what somebody is going through. You could have been
Right.
having a good. I seen somebody on TikTok, a judge posted on TikTok. He said, realizing on my lunch break that I didn't have to get that man 3 years in jail. I just was hangry. Huh?
Oh, wow.
And think that's funny. Like that's not
And
even
think
funny.
and very bold with stuff like that because it's like it's hard to undo shit like that.
It is. It
like some.
is.
That's what I was just talking to my Shelly about that. Just like a couple nights ago. It's like us being black. Like we really too much don't have no black judges. We really are like 9 times out of 10 it's a lot of white judges. And the things that people go through, they can't understand. They can't compromise. Get off of what a black child that went through, been through, and all types of shit like that. But a black judge can. So a black judge can show like some type of compassion or anything in any such case or whatever. Like versus a white judge, you did like it automatically they're gonna give you the harshest time ever.
But even sometimes, compare like having emotions, like as a human being in that type of position is sometimes the problem because it's like I was saying, if they're relating too closely with the case, that can make their decision. You got to realize at the end of the day, with jurors, with judges, these are human people who have lives outside of this position. So you never know who irritated them. You never know if they're tired, exhausted, really just trying to get it over with, just trying to go it. You have jurors where they'll just go with what the next juror is saying. Just like I don't want to keep prolonging this case. Like we ain't came to a conclusion in 3 days. Okay, I agree. Let's all just go to get on the same page. But that one juror could have changed the whole case if they didn't agree with everything everybody else is saying. So it's other humans who have regular day lives is responsible for another person's
Yeah.
life
They have
situation.
control over how somebody else's life, how somebody spend the rest of their life, and that's insane. And let me ask you guys, how old are y'all?
I'm 24.
Okay.
I'm 27.
Okay. And how long have you been in prison?
I've been in here going on 7 years. October 11th gonna be 7 years.
Wow. So 7 years. So for 7 years, you've been trying to prove your innocence and like fight this and like appeal this.
Appeal, yeah.
Like
Wow.
7 years. Like it get overwhelming and stressful. Like you feel like you will lose yourself just trying to fight so hard because it's like you like what did I go wrong at? What did I do? I didn't do nothing to deserve all this time, to deserve time like this period. And this is my first time coming to the prison, and I'll come to prison and this is the time that you get, you know. But for
Yeah.
7 years, you fighting and fighting and fighting. She gets stressful and overwhelmed to the point you want to give up, but me being me, ain't no motherfucker giving up.
Right.
Tried to use that against him. Like when babe, you don't have to go deep into this part, but about like with him losing his sister, they tried to use that against like him as a person. Like they feel like he's not necessarily like a danger to society, but like moving emotionally, so they feel like he needed to be away from society in a sense.
1 minute remaining.
Do you know what I'm talking about, babe? When they had brought that up in the case?
They brought up the fact that since my sister passed away, oh well, I drifted off left, or I went about things in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, way, shape, fashion, and form. But totally, like I didn't. Like they painted a picture for me. They talked for me. They viewed me to the jury in the light that they wanted to view. And that's the thing about it. You can't get up and talk with you how you want to on trial. You can't just stop and just correct somebody that they talk down and you talk. Right, like there is none of that. You got to sit there and let them talk for you. Like you can't just talk like you want. Like there's none of that.
And with him, he went with a public defender. That when the other person that was helping her try to raise claims, she was like, "No, we're not gonna do that." And he had good points, so it's kind of like she blew it. I don't know what.
It's phone for the hang up, y'all. Don't move.
But she kind of blew it. So she was like, she wasn't really trying to help, it seemed like. But back to like with his sister, that she had passed at a young age, and it was due to gun violence. So that's why they
Okay.
would use that and say it like he has dealings with people out here and gang violence, and it's just violence, violence, violence around him, and just painting that picture that he needed to be locked away.
I
Oh
see.
wow,
And so
that's a
how
dirty
old
game.
was and so he has one child?
Yes, he has a daughter.
He has a daughter. And so how old was she when this happened? Like how old is she?
He wasn't born. He
Okay,
was
got you.
20 when he had went to prison. Well, he was 20 when he went to jail and got locked up for the situation.
Hmm.
He was sentenced at 21, and she was pregnant then.
So how is that for I mean, I guess like y'all married. So how is that for y'all's daughter? Do you feel like the kids? I mean, all the kids. Do you feel like they have an understanding? Do they ask y'all a lot of questions?
Yes, his daughter in particular, she understands. My kids, they say, my youngest son, he's 2. He says stuff like, I don't know where he learned it at. I think it's Miss Rachel. She be teaching him a lot of stuff.
Uh,
And he like that. But he said something about jail and the police. Like he was like, "Oh, that's the police, mama," and he was like, "I'm gonna put you in jail." And I said, "What the hell? Where you get this from?" Because like we of course show him like, this is what a jail is, like, you know what I'm saying, it's not for all bad people, some people do bad things and they do have to go here. And I make sure I explain like it is somewhere you don't want to be, but just because you're there, you're not a bad person. Always not saying everybody
right,
there is a good person, but I just want to make sure he doesn't get that same view of people, of just trying to prejudge people based off one, where they're at, what they look like. I don't like that. I was bullied when I was a kid, so I don't want him to grow up and be a bully or telling somebody your dad's in jail, or like I've seen
right.
kids stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I want to make sure he understands all parts of life, and just you make your own interpretation of people by your introduction and your experience with them, not based off somebody else. So that's where we kind of like let him get to know him first, and they met through the video first, and it just eventually he loves the heck out of me. He called him dad. He prefer him over me most of the time. So it's just it's real cool to see. Kids really do are like genuine people, and they don't they're so innocent.
Right.
So I don't play about my kids. Everybody will tell you I do not play about my kids. So if I felt like this was seriously like a situation where I was unsure of, or this may not be a great person to have my kids around or just grow up looking up to, I would not introduce them at all or have them around him. It'd just be some playful stuff. But marriage is serious. That's
Right.
something that's through God. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God 100%, and I don't play about stuff like that. So I made this commitment with my husband and God before God, and I made sure this is going to be somebody I wouldn't mind my kids mimicking. I wouldn't mind if they grew up and they was just like him at all. I would hope so. Just because he has those characteristics and how he was grew up, like he values women, he understands women. So it is. I would rather that.
Now,
Period.
do you and the kids go and like see him? Do you take all the
hmm
kids? His daughter too? Do you take her to go see him?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
start taking my little sister too. I haven't took her, but
Okay.
just because my sister and his daughter are really close, so
Okay.
she'll tend to want to stay there longer if she's there, but she doesn't like to be there too long. I think it's just because she is just a lot. It's overwhelming for a
For
kid
sure.
in those spaces for too long. So I feel like with his daughter, she just wants to be able to play freely, and
Right.
you gotta watch
Right.
her doing, because you don't want her to be running around, and or the kids to be running around and causing a scene. Then you being looked, they telling you to come have the kids, and it's just too monitored. So having kids there, it's not bad, but it's not somewhere you want to be for a long time with kids. You got change pull ups and go to the
Right.
bathroom. Kids like to keep drinking stuff, and they got to pee every 2 seconds. So
It's
yeah,
hard to take kids anywhere for real. So.
man, yes, even the store. No, stop picking stuff up.
Mhm.
Good.
For somebody like you sit in there like how long this?
Yeah, I can't sit up in there too long like that. Well, bad. Like I sit there with you, but it's just I don't like people looking at me. Like I get nervous. I am shy, so I can't sit in there too long without being like, oh my gosh, they watching us.
Right. We
He,
ain't got no privacy. We can't just be in a room with just us.
Right.
they can't put us in no room. They definitely don't have to do that. Don't put me in no room. I'm gonna get the business took.
Yeah, living too long.
No, trying to get. I didn't know they let you rub feet up in there. They
What?
let you do a lot. Yes, that man took my shoes and my socks. I said, no,
Okay.
I'm nervous. First, I'm up in here like, wait, hold on. But they say don't know. They don't think. I'm just scared. Like I don't. I'm scared.
So how long were y'all back together, or how long y'all been together and married? Like, since y'all got back together.
We've been married since February, and we just got
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, we just got married this year.
Well,
And
congratulations. That's fairly recent.
Yeah, newlyweds.
Uh huh.
thank you.
Y'all ain't even talking to me, and I'm just blush.
Well, you
How did that? How did y'all like? How did the? How did y'all work that out? How was the proposal? Like, was it just a discussion? Was it a surprise? Like, Manny, you can answer that. How did that come about?
yeah, how did that come, babe?
What about like you after you married me?
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like, cause we like her being her goofy, me being me goofy. I mean, we was talking, saying something, and I forgot literally how I led up to it. But I was like, yo, you better start playing on maybe send them motherfucking papers to you. And she like, send them. I say, very stop playing. So we were talking and talking, and I was like, you for real about that?
I'm about to overnight them.
Well,
But I mean, we talked about before we did it, jump off into it. We talked about the pros and we talked about the cons and it, we talked about all that surrounds all that.
hell
And
yes. We got into that restitution. I was like, hold on, I have to go pay that shit while you locked up. Hold on. We got to for all that shit. But that's funny, babe, because now that I think about it, when you propose too, like the official proposal, it's kind of like when we started dating. You remember when we was dating and I had we was like talking and you said something and I was like, we're not in a relationship. And I said, you didn't ask me to be your girlfriend. And you was like, so this whole time we ain't been together. I made you say, will you be my girl? He was spelling it. No, you need to spell will, WILL, UYOU. Like, don't spell shit out. You know, high school, we was doing too much. And I did the same thing when we was married. I was like, but you never proposed to me, though. So where's my proposal? Man, that man had a whole proposal in the
Oh.
next 30 seconds of our like he just it be coming from the heart, so it's genuine. But I be like, man, your words make somebody panties come off in 2 seconds.
I was like, she amazing, man. I'm not gonna waste no time. Like, cause like I know I fucked up in the beginning on how I let things off, and I always told myself, I don't care who I'm with, I don't care where I'm at in my life with them. If I ever get the opportunity, the chance to get her back and be back with her, they ass gone. I'm getting my woman back. Fuck that. She amazing. She's smart. She intelligent. She's beautiful. She's strong. This, all that. Like she been the one. She eat. And like I'm not. Why waste time? I'm not gonna waste no time.
Oh, y'all should have heard them valves. Oh my god,
Aw.
he was shaking.
Oh.
Oh my god,
And
he was.
cheesing, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was shaking. I was like, it's like I tried to hold his hand and like just reassure him. Like I was so nervous. I don't like people watching me, so I was like, but mine was stronger than his. Believe that. It trust
Yeah.
it. He was like that little ass shit.
No, and you know what's so crazy is because people always like, oh, when people are in jail, it's just jail talk. It's just this, and that. Like, they just telling you this because of, their situation and this, and that. But it's like you said, and I don't know if it just necessarily is a combination of everything, like being spiritual, but to know what it feels like when somebody loves you. You know what I'm saying? And there is no physical. There's nothing, like I said before, there's nothing time, there's nothing making this person feel like they just have to do that. And it's like when you are connected in that sense, you know the real. You know what's real. Some people do choose to just, some people they do. Some people choose to sell people lies, and some people choose to buy it.
And I know, y'all have already made it clear that, everybody else's opinions, y'all worried about y'all and what y'all got going on. But when it came to being married, did y'all have a lot of support from y'all's family on both of y'all sides?
Yeah, I feel like we did. I feel like I haven't seen, and that's another thing. I keep people close to me that's going to give me supportive advice, even if you don't agree with anything that I'm doing. Support me, just because I feel like even if you don't support me, hand it to me lightly, hand it to me in a
Okay.
supportive way, to where it's like, Montreanna, I know you're growing, or you're gonna do whatever you want to do, and I love you regardless of what you do. This is my fears with it. I would love for you to prove me wrong, but do you feel like this, and reassure me of this? That's the way to come at me. Telling me your fears with things, or just things that you feel like can't work in a more positive way. It's a way that you say things. Don't say like, "Well, I think that's just stupid and dumb," because ain't nobody finna be waiting this, and like that's not the way to approach me with a situation. I want people that's gonna be supportive with it. Just even if they don't support like what I'm saying, do you get what I'm saying? Like they don't have
Right.
to agree
Yeah, you
with
don't
it,
gotta support my
but
situation, but support me and my choice. Like
yeah,
allow
exactly
me to freely make my choice and know that your love for me won't change. Or your
right.
respect for me won't change.
Now, Montreanna,
Respect.
Miss Ma'am, I am
Mhm.
31 years old, and when I tell you you just gave me a word, like you are so mature, that handed to me lightly, I need to take that in because I'm such a blunt person, and how you just explained that, people have told me all the time, like, I come off strong, but I just think that I'm just a straight shooter. So, but how you just said that, even if you don't agree, like you can hand it to me lightly, like I took some from that. Thank you. That's something I
No,
definitely need to work
I,
on.
I told you,
no,
but
people tell me. The people tell me that all the time. He be trying to get me to talk to people in there. He'll put people on the phone like, "Yeah, babe, he going through something. Put him on." I'm like, wait, like
yeah,
what's the situation? Like I'm sitting here winging it. Like I gotta, like, of course I'm a come because I'm a positive person. So I try to like. I've learned a lot of ways that I was approaching people or just communicating with them. It wasn't effective. If I'm wanting a result from you, I don't want to attack
Right.
you. Understand where I'm coming from, and I care and I love you. With my friends, I get emotionally attached to their situations. So I have situations where I'm probably is tired of hearing the same thing. But at
That's
no point
Smiley.
would you ever have to worry about me not answering the phone for you because I don't want to hear, me not giving you supportive advice. I don't ever tell my friends, leave that man alone. Leave him. Stop talking to him. That you don't want to hear that. Like I want to always be your avenue and be somebody that you feel like you have through this rough time. Although I may not agree, I don't want to make your decisions for you because if I tell you to leave that man and he taking care of them kids with you, even though he not shit to you, I can't fulfill his spot. I'm telling you to leave him, but how am I going to help you get to where you was at while you was with him?
Mm-hmm.
That to
Right.
you because I don't want to be responsible for a downfall if it come from a decision you made based off my opinion. No,
Correct. And that
make your
was
own,
me.
but I love you.
That was me. That was me all day. And I think that as I grew and I matured and I listened and heard my friends out say, well, you seem like this, or you seem like you're judging me, or you want me to do this and do that. But like you said, it's just you love when you love somebody and you love hard, you want to protect them. You want them to be like,
Yeah,
you want them to have everything they deserve. And it's like, oh, I see that this ain't what you deserve, but who am I to say that when your journey is supposed to stop with this situation or whatever? Like I have to
right.
allow you to ride this journey out, or whatever
Yeah.
it is that the Lord is trying to reveal to you in this situation, whatever lesson. I can't come in between that, because then you
Mhm.
gonna resent me later, and
Yes,
I don't want that.
yes,
I wish we could have
yes.
had this conversation yesterday, y'all, because everything we talk about, God is using y'all. He's speaking through. Because I just told somebody to leave that man yesterday, and I ain't had no business. I ain't had no business.
Not God trying to take you.
Oh,
God, like,
wow. Y'all
mm-mm.
speaking. Okay.
No, but that's okay. You sometimes we just use our heart first, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Always tell God, don't charge my heart. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I be trying to navigate. I pray a lot. I try to like zen, as they say, but I don't know. I just like to come to like I don't know, manage or balance my energy because I don't like to be upset. I don't like to upset other people. People feel like I'm a people pleaser because I don't want to make nobody mad. I don't like to be disrespectful. I've learned if somebody say stuff to me, if you send them comments, I try not to say bad things back. Somebody said something about my mama though. They said she like a streetwalker. I had to go there because her
Oh,
mom was like a crackhead.
What?
I had to throw that in
Because
there.
her mama looked like
Cause
a.
ain't no way you said my mom. I had to
No, your
tell
mom
God
was beautiful, and she looked so young.
young. Like nothing about her gave Streetwalker.
nothing.
Just
But it
trolling.
was the pimp suit. It was the
The fur.
he had fur. Yes, girl. I said, ma'am, why did you go up here like this? What I said, it never gave Streetwalker though. So
At all.
Right.
I had to go to her mama pictures, and I went there. But most people, I don't do that because I know God got a funny way of
Mm-hmm.
putting
Mm-hmm.
stuff back on you and making you feel the words you made somebody else feel.
He'll
So,
humble you real quick. And not to,
man,
and I did want to just go back to like I know Montreanna, you said you had a lot of support from your family. Manny, did you have a lot of support from your family too when it came to the whole proposing and getting married?
I
Oh
think.
yeah, I most definitely. I had talked to my mama. We had like a little group call or whatever. Like my mama, my grandma, my auntie, cousin, all them. I asked they ass straight up. I'm like, man, how y'all like? Is y'all gonna support? I ain't say is y'all. I said like, you gotta support me in my situation and like I be getting married while I'm locked up. My mama, my auntie, that's like, yeah, we support you.
Okay.
It's new. We never like ain't nobody in our family married. So by me being married.
Oh.
Like,
Mhm.
me being who I am, me being who I am, they're like, is you sure you want to get married? You sure you gonna get married? Like, you don't want to wait till you come home? I told her, yeah, hell no, I ain't finna wait till I come home. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I want to get married right now. I feel it, I want it, I'm touching it, I want it, I need it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And the
and
thing with
like,
waiting till you get home, it's like we doing this now for us and God. Like we're gonna be if I'm not doing no wifey stuff without being no wife. There's
Period.
a lot of women that's set up
Better
Amen.
say it.
as being a girlfriend and they going out of their way and doing all this and doing all that. We've had that conversation. Like the only way we can ensure it, and I know that you're serious and we're serious because I never made him stop talking to nobody. Initially, I thought we were just gonna be like, talking. We're gonna work our way back into a relationship eventually, but we off the bat,
he
we
said,
just was
I don't
like,
know how you figure that.
we talk about that all the time. He was like,
uh,
no, he dropped.
I,
And that's what
I
I
was like,
appreciate
oh,
about you,
uh,
babe, that you told them women. Like, I never told him that. But you know how we always want the man to make that move. Like, I shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
to tell nobody. I shouldn't have to tell you that he did it. I
Mm-hmm.
never said nothing about the other women. I never really knew about them like that. He just was like, babe, I did this, I did this. But he let them know. It's a lot of men that'll just drop people
Mm-hmm.
and they won't give them an explanation or they won't like give them that closure. And he was
Exactly.
front. And another thing, because he was saying like they know who I am. He's never been a cheater. In no relationship has he ever cheated on anybody. Even his ex, we had a conversation and she even said that like she gave him his
Okay.
props. He's not a cheater. He don't do that. So that wasn't a fear of mine too, because they'll say, "How do you know he's not talking to other women?" I don't have that fear. I don't fear him being dishonest because he tells me stuff. So it's like I don't feel like I need to have that guard up with him.
Yeah, that's important. That communication and that trust, that's very important. And
100%.
on my side of the family, I feel like I do got their support. I feel like I do got their support.
that's good. That's good. That's always important, that to have that support and other people because like you said, at the end of the
Yeah.
day there's always going to be the negative, there's always going to be the haters, there's always going to be those people that try to bring you down because they're not happy. So when you got those people genuinely rooting for you, you like that don't really matter to me. Like these people know me, they know what I stand for, they understand this union. Like I ain't worried about that.
Exactly, but like being married to somebody, of course you need family support, friend
Mm-hmm.
support,
Mhm.
and like the other family support as well. But like definitely in situations like this, you need support for real, for real. Shit do get hard, shit do get overbearing and stressful. But I mean, I can't let my anger take control while I'm doing this time because it's gonna be hard on me. It's gonna stress me out.
Mm-hmm.
My son, she big on energy, and she pick up my energy as soon as I can say hello. Hey, what's on? No, what's
Oh
up?
wow.
Ain't even finna go on no other conversation. What's wrong? Like she
Okay.
big on that energy. She so
Mm.
like I can't be mad at her and let too much of this energy and anger as other things going on consume me and stress me out when I got other big problems going on.
Mm.
So if that don't stress me out, why would I let other shit stress me out? Oh, I
Right.
can't do
That's kind
shit
of
to
what
get
led us
stressful. Yeah.
to well to me to responding to when you all had reached out and stuff because I'm like like I said I'm big on energy and like I have to read something a couple times before I respond or just fill it out or like I'll pray on it and I ask God like is this for me, you know, like I have to because some people don't have the best intentions, you know, or some people will like reach out to us and they're more worried about making it like a controversial topic to have other people attack us. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I did not feel that at all. So it made it easier to like communicate and move forward, basically.
Smiley
Oh
over
my
here
gosh.
blushing.
Yes. I'm
I,
like
Smiley
literally fighting
blushing.
back tears because that you guys are the second guest that we've had that have said that.
Uh,
And we have been digging into a lot of like deeper topics. And like I said in the beginning of the podcast, that's always been the intention. Like for me, I felt called by God to create this platform to be able to have these conversations and like I said, learn how other people are living their lives and like what works for other people and like just being of some support. Like at the end of the day, I know that regardless, I'm not the picture perfect person. And I love to be able to share my testimony and I love to be able to for other people to share their testimony with me. And so for a guest to come on and say, no, not only did I listen to your podcast and you have good content or this and that, or I feel like you're doing this, it's like they felt led spiritually, and that's what I want. I don't want no one to come onto the podcast because we have a million views or we are doing this or we're interviewing this person or that person. We want people to feel, called to be and sit with us and conversate with us because really is that's what the goal is.
right. He said where y'all located. I agree with that. 100%. I definitely felt led.
Thank you so much.
where y'all,
We're in
uh,
Columbus,
where y'all,
Ohio.
I ain't gonna. I like you. I fuck with
Now
y'all.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
He
be
trying to
talking.
make us cry, and I can't. I can't.
We emotional.
It's
I'm gonna
Mother's
put him
Day
in.
weekend. It's just a lot of emotions.
I ain't gonna lie. 1 minute remaining. Y'all made me drop the phone. I ain't gonna put some more money on this motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I
No, but
agree.
Charles
We
and
thank you so much, Manny, for talking with us. We did not, like we said, we didn't expect that. We would have never even asked of that. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Is is busy? We got to end right now.
Yeah.
Huh?
he, like,
he said, "Are we
he
busy?
said,
Do we gotta
"Oh,
hang
we
up
need
right
to
now?"
have,
No,
but huh?
nope. We don't have to hang up right now. Did the phone hang up?
No, no, he's about to hang up. He was just playing.
Oh.
I want to play. I'm for real. Like I like this shit got to end
That's right.
right now.
Well, because I did, and I definitely did want to hear more about. Like I know, Montreanna, you said you're like a. Did you say you're an entrepreneur?
Yes, I
Okay.
got. I'm about to start this clothing situation here soon.
Okay.
But yeah, I sell hair as well.
Yes, I seen your picture. I'm like, her hair is slayed. So do you do hair or you just sell
I,
it?
I just sell it.
Oh, so
That's
you got
it.
a good girl down there that's slaying your hair.
Yes, I have a couple. I had a couple of different hairstylists, but I typically go to Chicago back home to get my hair done.
Okay.
Okay. Because
Yes,
I was gonna say when you said you were in Iowa,
It's like
I
at the
yep,
top.
I didn't
my
know. I didn't know there
Chi-
was a lot of black people in Iowa. I'm gonna just be honest
yeah,
with you.
yes, my stylist Shamel, she's in Iowa and she be doing my hair raw. That's who did my hair in
Video.
the
The
yeah, the Love Don't Judge.
okay.
She all right. Nope.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister was just in Iowa last weekend with her friends, and that's why I said, where you at? And she said Iowa, and I said where? Because I
Mm-hmm.
never
Uh
heard
huh.
nobody like going down to Iowa. She said she had a good time,
Like I would
ate
think
good
that would be
food.
such a culture shock to go from. You said you're from.
But Iowa is what, an hour away from Chicago?
It's about 2.5, so it's about
Yeah.
Okay.
2 streets. But it's not where I'm at in Iowa. They have horrible food. I
Oh
have to
really?
go good. Yes, they only got a couple good places out here. It's so gross. I hate it. It's affordable, but the food is gross.
What? How long have you been in Iowa?
Since 2019,
Okay.
And you
well,
moving
no,
there, was it something? Go ahead.
you, no, 2009. But
Okay.
since
And
what are you saying?
you moving there, did it have something to do with like being closer to Manny or something, or did you already know about something in Iowa? Like what made you choose to move
No,
there?
my mom found a 3 bedroom house that was $500.
Oh,
Yeah,
you said Iowa. Okay.
yeah. That was 2009 though. But yeah, she moved because of that. That was really it. My aunt had lived here, and she said it was affordable and it was safer because we're in Chicago, and she got a son, and it was
Okay.
just so much going on. She wanted a different environment and experience, so she moved us to Iowa, and it was so crazy because it's like I feel like that man was made for me. So it was like I was supposed to come to Iowa. I was
Oh
supposed to come
wow.
Davenport. I was supposed to go to that school. Everything was supposed to happen. I used to pray when we had broken up because I've always been very close to God. I used to pray all the time when we broke up. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll come back to me. And it's so crazy because I always tell him that, and I thank God. And I'm like, you always come through. Even I was telling him, if it's not for me, okay, I'm willing to accept that. I know you got something better. But I ran into several relationships, and I feel like he was building both of us up for each other because I needed to go through the things that I went through. So I
Yes.
how to talk to a man and just like a masculine man that's soft with me. I've always been the hard person and the one that's always like I'm checking the nigga. But I did that with him, and I had to learn that. I had to learn to just pipe down and allow the man to be a man. But I'm only gonna allow you to be a man if you get me in that soft girl area. You gotta treat me right. So
Right.
I've learned too. But yes, I feel like he did that for a reason. We weren't supposed to be together in high school. We needed to go through that.
Absolutely. And I think that you are so wise. I think that at your young age, you
Thank you.
are teaching a lot of people things like, you know what I'm saying? And just different perspective is so deep. And
Yeah.
it just makes me think back because I feel like I wasn't quite as young as you, but I had somebody that I had a friendship with since I was a child, like 12
Mm,
years old. And it was, we was calling ourselves, boyfriend, girlfriend at a young age, you know what I'm saying? But it was just this, it was like, it was deeper than that. It was like a friendship. And we always, no matter how long we would go without speaking, we would always reconnect and catch up. And it would be like no time had passed. And when we reconnected the
yeah.
last time, he was in prison doing a bid. And like you said, we connected. And after so many months of talking, and the conversation came up if we wanted to pursue a relationship now as adults, even with him being in his situation. And in my mind, I thought I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I thought I could do it.
Hmm.
I was used to living my life a certain way. I had only been with my child's father for so long. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, like I know that the love is there, the connection is there. Why not? It's going to be easy, and, after some time passed, it just got harder for me. And I felt like, in that sense, I felt him, and I feel like I understand where I went wrong of not being honest. Like, okay, this isn't really working for me too much. Like, I thought it would be easier, but I am a very like emotional person, and
Mm,
I was going through a lot at the time, and I'm like, I feel like I physically need someone here. But really what I should have been leaning on is, like, at that time, is leaning on the Lord, praying about it, and I didn't do that. And I feel like that tarnished our friendship, and it's messed up because I can understand where he's coming from. Like, I'm in the worst spot of my life right now. I feel like everybody turned their back on me, and he just didn't expect that from me. So even
Yeah.
like you being so young and being able to say, look, I trusted God every way from the beginning to the end. Like I prayed, I spoke with God about it. Like I can respect that, and I love that. I love. There's nothing more I love to hear a young woman, a young man say is like, I was calling on the Lord. Cause here I am. I was getting advice from other people, and they like telling me what them people telling you. They're like, "Girl, what? You this, you that. You got this going for
Well,
yourself.
I
You
wonder
don't
what
need
I
that.
told you.
You know." I don't know,
I was
cause
probably supportive because
I
I
feel
don't.
like you was supportive because of the person, because you knew him and you knew our situation. But I feel like you was kind of like, cause you really think you gon', you know. I feel like that's how you was coming,
Right.
real.
Because even from, hearing y'all's situation, Montreanna, like even this is making me, and that's why it's so great to have these conversations because it's this hearing y'all's perspective and everything, it's really, changes some thoughts and things that I would have, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if I was in your situation, just to be blunt and put it out there. I don't know how I could have handled that, you know what I mean? But to even hear y'all on the phone, you can hear y'all's love. Like you can hear y'all's connection. Like it's really I'm very
It's contagious.
yes,
It's like
yes. Y'all
Don't get
smiling, giggling,
started, look.
flirting. Me and
Like,
Smiley
yeah,
over smiling, giggling, flirting.
that's what I appreciate. That. That's why I wanted him to go on the show with me and kind of like, cause it's one sided to people. So I feel like a lot of people's perspectives would be different if they heard him speak. Cause now it just looks like, oh, this girl, the Lulu, and he's feeding her stuff, and they don't hear him and how he communicates and just how he talks and his maturity and just how he averages like he's the other little side of me. So yeah.
That's another thing. But when they be like, oh, she delusional, she naive, she dumb, yada yada yada, for being by his side while he locked up and this, that, and the third. And I go back to what you're saying, is like what make you happy, who make you happy, on the level you make you happy on. But in all actuality, everybody in this world is dumb and delusional for the motherfucker that they with in a way that.
mm-hmm.
You better say it.
So that's something that like that throw me for a loop. Is like, how can you talk down on somebody in that situation and you messing with dude and he all messing with your cousin, your sister, your auntie, your friend, and going about it, and you at home waiting on him to come back home to you or whatever the
Yeah,
situation may
you
be.
just don't know their situations, and people definitely project and they put a lot of stuff off on us that they've done to other people, or they have experienced in their relationships, and expect me to just be like, okay, I'm gonna make a decision, and you not married. You try to tell me to
Right.
leave him. You done had 16 boyfriends and baby daddies. Well, not boyfriends, but baby daddies, and you got 27 kids. And I'm supposed to listen to you about telling me that he me
You got a
what?
point.
I'm not about to do that. No. And this felt
Yeah.
like I've talked to a lot of married couples. I talked to a lot of just people that have been married for years. And the first thing they say is communication. And the second thing they say is do not argue over little things, like and fight hard. Because if it is, it's okay to have disagreements. But they always say, like, if y'all could get past it, and you could get over it in that next second, don't make it a big deal. You never know when it's going to be your last day with your spouse. Take advantage of having that time. I talk to older people on the phone all the time, and that's what they say all the time, and I love that. So I'm
Yeah.
getting advice from
For
them.
sure. And like he said, being delusional for love. Because if you want to take it back to the biblical days, you know what I'm saying? Even
Man,
Adam was delusional. I mean, he ate that apple after God told him, don't eat. But because his wife told him that this
man,
serpent told me that this apple
Serpent.
exactly.
will bless us and will give
Right.
us all the things that God don't want us to have. He ate that of that apple and tried to be like, but no, she told you
Yes,
and you went for it because you was the Lulu for that love, you know.
and
But
now we all gotta suffer from that. We all gotta have painful periods,
Uh-huh.
go through child labor, cause I
listen,
blame us.
listen. But it all ends up being worth it because, like you said, that's true love. You don't come by that. You don't come by that too often, especially like I said. And nowadays, everybody's fixated with the money and getting the bag or what he buying you and this
Or
and that.
how good you
Yeah.
Nobody
look on
wants
social
to.
media.
Yeah,
That's the.
nobody wants to emotionally really tap in for whatever reason. Maybe a fear of being heartbroken or hurt, or a fear of being vulnerable or whatever. But at the end of the day, what is life without love? Real, genuine, true love.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Exactly.
Y'all are dope.
Y'all are dope. I'm so happy we did
Yeah,
this.
we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to
I
get with
am too.
y'all later on too, and get some what do you call it?
Follow up.
Follow up. Um,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Yeah, we thank you guys again so much for taking the time out to speak with us. I know that this is the time y'all usually get to speak, and I'm glad that that the Lord was able to deliver that energy between us, too, because I reach out to people all the time, and I do that to the people that I feel called. So it goes both ways. If I see a lot of topics, a lot of stuff, like I said, that people talking about that I feel like, oh, this would be a good, or this would get a lot of attention. But for me, that's not, like I said, that's not my priority. I don't want
Mm,
to just do things just to do it. I'm here to serve a purpose, and I ain't trying to do
right.
nothing that ain't, because I'm not trying to miss my mark. So I definitely, anything that I feel, anybody that I've reached out to is because I felt led to as well. And the fact that is reciprocated and that it was able to come to fruition, I will always appreciate you guys for that.
Mm-mm. Yes, and when he get out, we definitely be interested in the part two.
Period.
Yes,
Period. We here for it. We rooting for y'all. We definitely. I
absolutely.
followed you, so I will definitely be keeping up from a distance and
Yeah, do you want
praying
to
for you. And
share? I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but did you want to share your Instagram for anybody else that's listening that might want to follow? Do you?
Yes. My Instagram is at IBTreetree, so IBETRETRE. His is on there too. I think it's like Moneybag. I tag him all the time. You gonna see him. You gonna see him. But that's
Yeah.
my TikTok too, and my Facebook is Montreanna Culbreath.
Okay.
Yep, I found him. You right. You sure do tag him. And he got some long hair. Yep, it's Moneybag two times 2X.
Yep. See. Yep. That's exactly it.
Yep, I
Okay.
just followed you.
Thank you. But
Yes,
there's
y'all. Tap in with Montreanna. She got her clothing line coming through. She got her
mm-hmm.
hair. That hair look good. I'm about to get
Thank
on there and
you.
get that curly hair. I was loving that. So I'm gonna have
Yes.
to order me some for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I appreciate
Thank
y'all.
y'all. Thank y'all.
no
Yes,
problem. And
no
prayers
problem.
Boy.
for y'all and y'all's babies and y'all situation. And y'all got y'all supporters over here. I'm definitely supporting and encouraging y'all. And just thank y'all so much for taking the time. And like I said, y'all dropped some jewels even for me today. So I definitely appreciate y'all.
Of course, we appreciate
We
being here and
most definitely
inviting
thank
us.
y'all.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, until next time, guys. Stay above.
Stay bold.